Budget 2025 has just been announced. This is a budget that is pretty much as we thought it was going to be. It's got some growth elements in it, but it's also been balanced. Kind of in order to do that, the growth bit is the centrepiece that the government is saying, or calling it at least, is the investment boost for businesses. The short of that is 20% tax back for businesses. All businesses are eligible on new machinery and tools. And there are, of course, those extra bits and pieces in health and education. In order to do that, though, you've had to get the money from somewhere. What we've found out just now is that $5 billion of new spending, but a big chunk of that, $2.7 billion, has come from those pay equity reforms, the controversial ones that have seen protests here at Parliament. Giles, what have you made of it?
Well, the fiscal background to it for the government finances, they still look soggy. They're expecting a lower tax take by a couple of $1 billion a year over the forecast period, while their expenses are up about $1 billion. So that net debt level, the borrowing which they have to do, is still roughly around the mid 40% level. Now that's still comfortable within their 50% range, but you have to say that, as you say, choices are made. It's going to be a tight squeeze, I think. Some of the economic forecasts made by Treasury, they're a little bit on the optimistic side, let's be charitable like that. I think the business sector will like the accelerated depreciation, but it comes at a cost of $1.7 billion a year, not to be sneezed at. One factor why government tax take is depressed. The government will get back to its much wanted budget surplus by 2029, but the path is going to be a little trickier, it's going to be tighter, and who's going to know what happens to a world outlook that could upset the whole apple cart?
I think a couple other things we should probably mention here are some big changes to KiwiSaver in terms of the government chopping in half its contributions that it's making, but again, that give and take, extending it to 16 and 17-year-olds. Certainly some changes there. You'll be able to read all about them on rnz.co.nz. A few other goodies along the way, things like prescriptions. Instead of getting them for 3 months, you'll be able to get them for 12 months, for example, which cuts some of those costs out. Some changes for super card holders, super gold card holders as well. So look, there's a little bit in there.
They've had to pander to the coalition partners, let's make that quite clear. Super Gold Card rates relief, New Zealand first. Putting money aside for investing in the hunt for gas, New Zealand first. But obviously changes down the path in education and health and government efficiency, that's ACT. Right? It's a balancing act. Nicola Wills said to us before the budget, not a lolly scramble. I'm still wondering whether there might be the odd bitter pill that we haven't quite found yet. Possibly so.
Certainly didn't find a unicorn and didn't find a rainbow.
Oh, not a hint of one.